Now let's go through the 5-finger minor scale. Same thing as major, except we're taking that middle note and we're flatting it. Okay, so. Same thing, just, staying nice and loose while you're playing this. Okay? And then now what you could try doing is, move up the keyboard. So start with C minor, D minor, E minor, F minor, G minor. Let me go slow so you can get all those notes. C minor, C, D, E flat, F, G. I'm not going to bother to go down. It's obviously the same notes going down. D, D, E, F, G, A, E minor, E, F sharp, G, A, B, F minor, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, G minor, G, A, B flat, C, D, A minor, A, B, C, D, E, and B minor, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp. We might as well go through the black key scales as well. D flat minor, D flat, E flat, F flat, which is E, G flat, A flat, E flat minor, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, G flat minor, G flat, A flat, G flat, A flat, this would be B double flat. Let's just make it easier on ourselves. A, B, D flat, A flat minor, A flat, B flat, C flat, which is B, D flat, E flat, and then finally B flat minor, which is B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F. Now, one thing to notice as well is when I'm playing especially like G flat, you can't get as far into the key bed. Remember, the key bed is, your key bed is from the end of the key to the tip of the key, all right? So normally, if you're playing on C, you're going to be playing more towards the tip, right? Whereas if you're playing in D flat, you're going to be playing more towards the base of the key, right? The very top part of the key where it, connects to the keyboard or to the piano, right? So if you were to go any further, you're going to hit wood, right? So when you're playing up here, you notice that your fingers have to do something a little bit different. Okay, so here on D flat, I can stay pretty much, in the same position as C, right? I'm just a little bit deeper. But then when I go to something like G flat, you notice that I end up moving out a little bit, okay, so that I can get to that A. The reason is my fingers are too thick to really fit in there. Like you can see if I'm doing that, I'm actually hitting I'm playing A right now with my middle finger, and I'm actually hitting A flat and B flat at the same time. Okay, so my finger just can't, I literally can't do it. So I need to move back a little bit. Also notice how my elbow here is sweeping in, out and in. Right? This allows me to get this kind of this curve going on. I've seen people play before where their elbows are locked to the side of their body. Don't do that. I don't know whoever came up with that, but that's a bad way of playing. Your elbows should be loose. You should be able to move your elbows around with your fingers and your arms. Now notice what's going on with my arm. You'll see that my arm, okay, it's almost like at a 45-degree angle. It's almost like if I were to take my elbows, put them out by my side, and then just touch my fingertips together, I make this triangle, okay? I make this so the tip of my finger is the top of the triangle and my elbows are the base of the triangle, and coming across my chest is the bottom part of the triangle, right? So now if I turn that triangle and turn my hands, so my hands now are down on the keyboard, you see that I still have this triangle pattern going on. Now if I bring my elbows in, look at what happens. Okay? Now what happens when I'm gonna move out? Now you see how what my wrists are doing? My wrists are moving outward like that. You want to try and avoid as much as possible that wrist, cocking of the wrist like that, because that's where you create a lot of tension. The wrist and the arm should create almost this straight line. take it with a grain of salt. It's not going to be all of the time. You don't want anything at the piano to be all of the time. It's like you don't want to be that rigid, right? You want to have flexibility. But for the most part, this is the natural way your arm wants to stay. So you want to do that same thing when you're... See, now if I brought my wrist in, my elbow in, see that with my right hand? My right hand there, by having my elbow out, I'm not having to cock my wrist as much. Right? So, B flat. So you can also try going down. So start on C. It's easier to go down because if you try going up, you're going to hit that, you're going to hit the note again. But going down, it flows quite nicely. So C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. Let me do that slowly. Now, rather than going back to C, I bring my thumb and pinky down to B, then down to A, down to G, down to F, down to E, down to D, down to C. I can go down to B flat, A flat, G flat, E flat, D flat. Go up by half steps. That's tricky. Okay, so get comfortable. And of course, you could do that with your major 5-finger scales as well. Go. Go up by half steps. Pay attention to what's going on with where your fingers are on that key bed. Oops. Stay nice and loose, relax. See how you can also accent the thumb and the pinky? Use that as your target. You can also try to get faster. Just use that target and just try and move as quickly as possible to the target. And just do it once. Just try getting up to that top note. Move as fast as you can. Sometimes moving as fast as you can, even if it's a little bit sloppy, all right, is a good exercise because it helps to break down that mental barrier that we have of, oh, it's so difficult to play fast. Or we start to think in order to play fast, it takes more tension. It actually takes less tension to play faster, right? If you try tensing up and really tensing up and doing this, you're going to find that it's more difficult than the looser you are, the faster you can play. So that's when you're playing these fast tempo songs and stuff, you actually have to mentally relax your body, loosen up. It's funny, I saw a video with Joe Henderson, sax player, playing, and man, it was just a burn. And he was just standing completely still. Not much to watch visually, right? But listening to him, he's like, wow, man, it's incredible. He's just playing so fast and it's so fluid and beautiful. But he is standing completely still, not because he's not into the music, But my guess is that he is conserving all of his energy, so he's just as relaxed as possible and just focusing just on playing those notes, right? Just on moving his fingers, right? Whereas you see other guys, moving around all over the place. But, a lot of times it's not on a fast tempo song. Watch players when they're playing fast, okay? You notice that you have to conserve your energy. You got to be much more diligent and focused on what it is you're doing, okay? So if you want to play faster, focus. That's the key. I'll see you in the next chapter.